Okay, so I've been wrestling with this for about an hour here. This is the fuel tank out of my 2001 Ford Focus. Been getting some, my car will just not start sometimes. Sometimes it will die. It's been getting some weak performance for a while. Had a bad fuel filter, so I noticed that it was all plugged up. I also blew the fuse on my fuel pump, and so I want to take this apart and take a look inside. There's a little screen, there's a sock in there. I want to see if my fuel pump's having to work too hard. So this is the unit that's out. There's really only one bolt holding in the front of your fuel tank. It would be right about here. There's two straps that go underneath. A little word of wise here. You can learn from my mistakes. I'm very good. This is your fuel inlet coming from your gas cap filler. This is going up to your evaporator, kind of a charcoal canister. This is your main fuel output, so your pump is pressurizing this line. This goes into the filter. Mine was really dirty in this section. When I dumped my filter out, it was really dirty and hard to even blow through my fuel filter. So I'm thinking my pump might be good. I just want to make sure that it's clean since I've done all the work to take this out. I want to clean it out, and I'll do a couple little ohm tests on my motor. If it's good, then I'll just keep it, save myself $80-90, maybe sell this piece of crap car. I'm tired of this Ford Focus. It's one thing after another. It's been a real hassle. But anyways, they say you need to take off your muffler and that you need to take off the shield. I didn't find that to be the case. I just bent the shield a little bit out of my way. I'd save myself an hour not having to fiddle with the muffler and then hook it back up. So this is my setup. I set it up on ramps. I was worried because my car wouldn't start today, so I had my wife bring over 5 gallons of gas. So I just barely topped this thing off. So it's like a full 10-11 gallons of gas, so I got to dump all that out. It was kind of heavy. If I had it to do in hindsight, I wouldn't have put the gas in. I would have had a lot less weight to deal with. But it's not bad. Your front end, let that drop down first when you're taking it out. So this is the one up toward the front wheels. This is the back end. This is the last pipe. I left mine because I kind of wanted a handle. This little hose coming off of here, it's not just a simple hose, you know. It's not a screw type hose clamp. They put these little permanent jobbers on there. So this was actually the biggest pain in the neck to get off. I ended up just cutting that, and then I've since cut the little chunk of hose because there was no way to get it off. And you don't want to flex and break that. That just looks expensive to try and replace that. So just simply cut your hose right there. You only lose about 1/2 of an inch of length, and then the new one, just replace it with a standard. I'm going to replace all these hose clamps because they were all rusted up because they get under the salt of the road. But this is the top of your fuel tank. These simple little guys just squeeze together on this side, and then it comes off like a horseshoe, and then everything comes loose. An 8mm bolt is what holds your fuel filter bracket up in, and then this one I think had a 1/2 inch socket for that bolt in the front. Those are about the only tools you need. I had a floor jack that I used to drop my tank out. Took me about an hour and a half to get to this point, and then I'm using a strap wrench. This is what I wanted to show you. I've heard some guys say that you need to cut this off, but boy, that sounds like an expensive option. So I'm going to swivel it and see if it all just comes off. Maybe I'll show you once I get this all cleaned up and ready to put back together. This is part one.